Planning Board changes its recommendations for the MBTA Communities Act. The city rolls along with its plan to develop a new Southside school, and Framingham state educators commemorate Massachusetts STEM Week. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick, and this is The Frame, Framingham News in Focus. Hello and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. We start this week with the latest developments in the ongoing MBTA Communities Act saga, as the Planning Board voted to revert changes to Knobscot and Saxonville zoning blueprints following a public hearing last Thursday, October 17th. A quick reminder about the state law: cities and towns with MBTA service have to offer at least one multifamily housing district as of right within its zoning, with communities out of compliance running the risk of a loss of state funding for municipal projects. Framingham could fall out of line by the end of the year, so local officials have been working for months to find a solution. Prior to taking public comments, Planning Board Chair Christina Johnson told attendees that the city will not be taking the MBTA Act matter to court, similar to what's going on currently between the state and the town of Milton, and that Framingham will be working towards complying with the law.
The mayor's positioning here is that we're not putting the city in jeopardy of losing critical money to do good projects. We're not litigating this. The direction we have received from the administration is that we're not litigating.
The Planning Board's proposal from last month features zoning for about 4,500 units across the city, with a zoning density of 30 units per acre within Knobscot and Saxonville, in an attempt to spread out the zoning evenly across the city, while also alleviating pressure off of the downtown. That sparked controversy locally, with residents and elected officials objecting to that idea in Framingham's North Side in recent weeks. During Thursday's hearing, multiple concerned citizens cited factors like neighborhood character, traffic, and population spikes as reasoning against increased zoning density in those two parts of the city.
I would hope that the Planning Board does not recommend the proposal that has come out, and I think the Planning Board needs to go back to the drawing board and come up with something that is a lot more right-sized for Framingham, because what we are doing is not going to make Framingham a better city or a better place to live.
The Planning Board acknowledged those public comments and eventually voted to change the Knobscot and Saxonville zoning density in their MBTA Act blueprint back down to 15 units per acre. To compensate for the change, the group has recommended increasing the zoning in the 990 area to include the Staples headquarters, which would bring that zone's density up from 15 units per acre to 47. The proposal now moves on to the City Council, who has the ultimate authority to either approve, reject, or amend the MBTA zoning plan. City councilors will be holding a public hearing of their own at the Memorial Building on Tuesday, October 29th. That meeting will begin at 7 p.m., as residents are invited to provide their feedback to legislators. We've been covering this MBTA Communities Act situation for quite some time now, and we'll continue to provide updates on this story and more on our website, www.theframe.news. There you can find more details on the most recent municipal developments, along with additional stories and feature pieces that matter to your community. Find us on social media too. We're on Instagram and X at @FrameNews_. Subscribe to Access Framingham's YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever a new Frame episode is live. And find us on Facebook by typing in The Frame. The Framingham School Building Committee met this past Monday, October 21st, for updates regarding the process of developing a new school on the city's south side. The school, which is primed to be located at the former Sisters of St. Joseph property along Bethany Road, following the city's $9 million agreement with the Sisters last summer, would replace the current Hemingway Elementary School. Local leaders are still working to compile information for the development of a maintenance and capital plan, which has to be submitted to the Massachusetts School Building Authority by November 29th. Framingham Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Robert Tremblay told the committee that officials are also preparing to meet with state partners to discuss enrollment status amid the early stages of this process. Tremblay added that the current Hemingway site is envisioned to become an early childhood education center for kids in pre-K and kindergarten programs when the new Southside School opens. The current target date for the opening of that new school is the fall of 2029. One final reminder for you now that the deadline to register to vote, whether it's in person or online, is this Saturday, October 26th. Any in-person requests have to be made by 5 o'clock that evening, while mailed-in registrations also have to be postmarked by Saturday. The last day to request a blank absentee ballot for the election is Tuesday, October 29th. Early voting is underway across Massachusetts and will be available through next Friday, the 1st. Check the city clerk's website for details on early voting here in Framingham. All of that leads up to Election Day, which is Tuesday, November 5th. Residents are invited to a neighborhood meeting regarding the upcoming Walnut Street neighborhood flood mitigation project and the construction of an ADA-compatible boardwalk in the area. Grant funding for the project has been authorized, as construction is set to begin in a matter of weeks, according to city officials. Residents can learn more about the project and provide their input during the meeting, which is taking place at 7 p.m. at the McCarthy School cafeteria. And finally now, a preview of our frame-by-frame piece. This past week was recognized as Massachusetts STEM Week. Started back in 2018, the initiative aims to boost awareness and interest for the fields of science, technology, mathematics, and engineering for residents of all ages. We took a visit to the Krista McAuliffe Center at Framingham State University to learn more about how the school is promoting STEM education.
We are running mission simulations for middle school youth. Then we've also got career workforce development types of activities for high school aged and college aged youth and up. But what it means to us is that we can serve even elementary schoolers and our youngest learners in quality hands-on STEM programming.
If you want to watch that full feature piece on Massachusetts STEM Week, head over to our website, theframe.news, or check out Access Framingham's YouTube channel. That's all for this week's Framingham News in Focus. For the entire team here at The Frame, thanks for tuning in. My name is Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.